I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers fade as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome back, everyone. So glad you could join us for today's exploration.
We are stepping into Lesson 215 in the Workbook Review.
And the theme, which really continues to open things up for us, remains, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me.
And today, we're zoning in on a specific review idea pulled from Lesson 195. Now, this one, it has a powerful way of shifting our whole understanding of gratitude.
Especially perhaps when life isn't looking quite how we'd like it to, maybe like the situation a listener shared. We'll definitely get into that.
We will.
But first, just a quick reminder, if a lesson sparks a question for you, or maybe you have a story about how it helped or even challenged you,
We genuinely want to hear from you.
you can email us at acim@theworldharmonyproject.org.
And we're also on TikTok and YouTube. Just search for @TheWorldHarmonyProject.
Okay, let's start with reading today's core ideas.
Sounds good.
I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me.
And from Lesson 195, love is the way I walk in gratitude. The Holy Spirit is my only guide. He walks with me in love, and I give thanks to him for showing me the way to go.
That line, the Holy Spirit is my only guide, it's tucked in there, but wow, the implications are huge for how we navigate our lives. The Course, A Course in Miracles, gives the Holy Spirit a specific meaning, doesn't it? Not some separate being out there.
Exactly. It's described as that part of our own mind that remembers the truth, that inner voice that actually never left God, never left love.
And it's present in everyone, no exceptions.
Right. The Course often uses the metaphor of a bridge. The Holy Spirit is like a bridge connecting our usual perception, often feeling separate, vulnerable, maybe a bit lost, back to the awareness of what's actually real, what's unchanging.
So when it says my only guide, it isn't telling you to ignore, say, practical advice or common sense.
Not at all. It's pointing towards a much deeper internal guidance system that we all have access to.
It's really an invitation, then, to ask ourselves constantly, what's really guiding my perception right now?
Who or what is shaping how I see myself, how I see others? What am I believing is valuable or real or even dangerous?
Because we might think we're making independent choices, but often we're following other guides without even realizing it.
Oh, absolutely. And if we're honest, there are so many things competing for that role, aren't there? Day in, day out. And most of them, according to the Course, stem from the ego. Think about that constant hum of anxiety painting worst-case scenarios.
Or that simmering resentment that just dictates how you react to someone.
Yes, or the pressure to maintain a certain self-image, the cultural messages we absorb, echoes of old hurts, voices from childhood, even just that strong desire to control things, to manage outcomes. That's a powerful internal guide trying to steer the ship.
And don't forget that inner critic, the voice whispering you're never enough unless you're achieving, producing, fixing.
That's a big one for many people.
And that voice is definitely not the Holy Spirit. The Course is quite clear. The ego is a guide, but it's a terrible one ultimately.
Terrible because its foundation is flawed. It's inherently reactive.
It compares, it attacks what it sees as threats, it defends its own shaky sense of self, often quite fiercely.
Right. And no matter how reasonable or justified the ego's advice sounds in the moment, its path always leads back towards fear and reinforces that feeling of being separate.
So when we say the Holy Spirit is my only guide, it's not just a passive thought, it's an active alignment.
It's a statement of clarity, really. A choice.
It's saying, okay, I'm choosing not to be yanked around by all these fears and mental chatter anymore. I'm actively choosing to listen for the voice that consistently points toward peace.
And what's interesting is the Course teaches the Holy Spirit isn't pushy. It doesn't shout over the ego.
No, it's gentle.
So making it your only guide involves actively creating space for it. It means noticing when another guide like that familiar anxiety or maybe comparison starts talking.
And then pausing.
Yes, pausing before you just automatically react or follow that voice, taking that conscious breath.
That's such a key distinction. It's not about trying to tune into some mystical frequency out there.
No, it's much more grounded.
It's more about learning to feel the difference, isn't it? Between a thought that makes you feel smaller, diminished, contracted,
And one that feels expansive and whole.
It's the difference between that inner voice that accuses and blames and the one that gently, consistently reminds you, you are loved, you are safe, nothing real can be threatened.
Beautifully put. And, if The specific term Holy Spirit doesn't quite land for someone. That's perfectly okay.
Absolutely.
You might connect more with other terms, maybe inner teacher, intuition, divine wisdom, perhaps higher self,
Or even just clarity.
or presence, guidance, or simply love. That works too.
Yes, and love is a perfect bridge to today's specific lesson idea because Lesson 195 tells us, love is the way I walk in gratitude. When love becomes your primary guide, your compass, you are walking with the Holy Spirit, essentially. Whatever name you use, it's the same function.
And for those of us studying the course, we understand that love, with a capital L here, isn't about sentimentality.
Right, not just being nice or avoiding conflict.
Oh, right. It's defined more as that deep, core willingness to see the inherent innocence in ourselves and in everyone else beyond surface appearances.
It's a conscious decision, then, to look past the errors, the illusions, and connect with what's real and true underneath.
Exactly.
And when that becomes your only guide, when you consistently choose love, even when the ego screams to attack or withdraw or defend, you will notice a shift in your perspective over time.
It's not always easy in the moment, that's for sure.
Definitely not. But the shift does happen if you stay willing.
So the practice today is really about that subtle shift. It's not about trying to manufacture peace or gratitude like they're things we need to achieve or find outside ourselves. It's more about quieting the mental noise, just enough to recognize that peace, that love, that gratitude. It was always there, inherent in our true nature, just waiting to be chosen.
We always appreciate tackling listener questions, particularly during these review periods. Today, we want to circle back to a question someone sent in related to Lesson 195.
Yes, but this time, we're going to look at it specifically through this powerful lens. The Holy Spirit is my only guide. Last time, we talked more broadly about the listener's struggle with diminishing gratitude in a tough spot.
Right.
This time, the focus is really on letting love and nothing else be the deciding voice. Remembering that in the Course, that's what the Holy Spirit represents.
Right.
The voice for love, the part of our mind still connected to God.
Okay, so let's bring that situation back. The listener shared,
I lent my adult daughter my car. I'm out of work. She needs it for her job, so it helps her immensely. Her income is currently supporting me while I look for work.
but since she's had the car, it's gotten dirty, parts have been broken, she even had an accident in it. I'm feeling really resentful.
But because I depend on her income, I feel trapped, and my gratitude is just evaporating.
A really complex situation.
And that feeling of resentment when it's tangled up with dependence and fear, it's a tough knot to untangle.
You feel taken advantage of, maybe, but you're also afraid to rock the boat because you rely on the current arrangement.
Exactly. The fear can paralyze you.
So the core question for us today, using this lesson, becomes, how can I tell if I'm following the Holy Spirit, the voice of love, in this situation? Or am I just listening to the ego, maybe disguised as being practical or realistic?
And crucially, how do I let love guide my response? Not fear, not resentment, not a need to control, especially when gratitude feels so far away.
Let's walk through maybe 4 practical steps viewed through this lens. Step 1, notice which inner guide is speaking. Is it love or is it ego?
Okay, so an example of the ego's voice might be if you find yourself mentally rehearsing these blame-filled conversations in your head, right? Thoughts like, she doesn't appreciate anything I do. This is so unfair. She's ruining my car. I should just take it back. That energy, it's judgment, it's blame. It often wants punishment.
And you can feel the lack of gratitude in that energy, can't you? It just drains it away.
Completely.
Whereas the Holy Spirit's voice, the voice for love, usually feels different, calmer, more open.
It might sound more like an inner prompting. I want peace here more than I want to be right. Or I'm willing to see this situation differently. Maybe even show me what love would do or say here.
And that doesn't necessarily mean being passive or a doormat. Choosing to step out of that cycle of blame and attack so that a real solution and maybe even a way back to some gratitude can actually surface.
Right. Okay, step 2. Ask for reinterpretation. This is where we actively invite a shift in perception.
How would one do that?
The simplest way is a direct request. Holy Spirit, help me see this differently, or just help me see this through the eyes of love.
So instead of instantly labeling the daughter as careless or ungrateful,
You open up to other possibilities. Maybe she is overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Maybe she's struggling with things you don't know about. Perhaps she genuinely doesn't know how to manage the car maintenance. or felt too embarrassed to mention the issues earlier.
Again, this doesn't mean condoning behavior that needs to change.
No, it absolutely doesn't excuse it, but it does shift your internal stance. It moves you from feeling attacked and resentful.
Towards curiosity.
Exactly, towards curiosity, maybe even compassion. Instead of, she's doing this to me, it becomes, maybe this isn't personal. Maybe this is her own struggle manifesting, a kind of call for love, even if it looks messy.
And seeing it as a call for love, even a difficult one, can sometimes open a tiny space for gratitude. Again, gratitude for the chance to offer understanding, perhaps.
It can. Which leads to step 3. Let love guide your communication.
Okay, so if you do need to speak to your daughter, the guiding question becomes, can I have this conversation without needing to control her reaction or punish her or make her feel guilty?
So, guided by love, maybe the conversation starts differently. Perhaps something like, hey, I know things are intense for you right now, and I really am grateful for your help with everything.
Starting with acknowledgement and gratitude.
Yes, and I'd also like us to find a way to handle the car upkeep together so it works well for both of us long term.
See, that feels different. It's validating her contribution first, which might make her more receptive, but it's also clearly stating a need.
It invites collaboration rather than triggering defensiveness. It comes from seeking a solution with her, guided by love and a desire for mutual respect, not from built-up resentment aiming to win.
And that approach naturally makes space for gratitude to remain or even grow.
Definitely. Okay, finally, step 4. Stay open to what love might ask of you, even if it's surprising.
So love's guidance might not always look like what we expect.
Not always. Sometimes love might very clearly guide you to speak up, maybe more directly than you initially thought.
Or maybe it guides you to wait, to pause, to not react immediately.
Exactly. Yeah. Or perhaps it guides you towards setting a clear boundary that you hadn't considered before, but doing it from a place of peace, not anger.
So it requires letting go of our own script for how things should resolve.
For instance, love might guide a gentle but very clear conversation about specific responsibilities for the car's care. And you might be surprised by a newfound gratitude for her willingness to step up once it's discussed openly. Or love might guide you to simply pause, to reflect more deeply, to release your own attachment to a specific outcome before saying or doing anything. The Holy Spirit isn't always about immediate action.
Sometimes the guidance is stillness, and perhaps gratitude arises in that space. Gratitude for clarity, for not reacting impulsively.
Precisely. And if love does guide you to say no to something or to set that boundary,
it feels entirely different than a no that comes from anger or resentment.
Completely different. It's a no rooted in self-respect and peace, preserving the potential for connection and allowing gratitude for your own integrity.
So the core question really shifts, doesn't it? It's not just, how can I feel more grateful?
No, the deeper, more transformative question becomes, am I letting love guide me here, which naturally opens the door to gratitude? Or am I letting fear, guilt, or resentment run the show, effectively blocking that flow?
Because the Holy Spirit, that voice for love within us, is always the guide leading towards freedom. Always.
Even in these really messy, complicated human situations, like the one our listener is facing, that guidance is available.
Offering a way out of the pain, the resentment, the trap, and into peace. And ultimately back to a genuine sense of gratitude.
We really hope this exploration, looking through the lens of the Holy Spirit as my only guide, offered some helpful perspective, both for our listener and for anyone else navigating tricky relationships.
Thank you for being with us for this exploration today. We really focused on how declaring the Holy Spirit as my only guide is this powerful, active choice.
A choice to let love lead the way.
Even when those ego reactions, wanting to control, feeling resentful, feeling justified in our anger, feel so strong, and gratitude seems miles away.
And applying it to that real-life situation hopefully highlights how crucial it is to pause and honestly ask, is love leading here? Is gratitude possible from this place? Or is something else in the driver's seat?
So maybe here's a question to carry with you. What might it look like, just for a moment today, to consciously let love guide you in one relationship that feels a bit difficult right now?
Even if it's just finding a flicker of gratitude for the opportunity to choose peace instead of conflict.
We would genuinely love to hear how that lands for you, how it unfolds.
Please feel free to share.
In the meantime, we're getting ready for tomorrow's lesson, which is lesson 216. Until then,
Keep walking with love.